Ahmad, this is more for you, so don't worry too much about how it turns out or whatever. This is just for you. You may want to share part of this, but it's not important. So share it. This is more for you. Perfect timing. That candle just went out. Perfect timing. Starting with the one. They run the rolly lang lang. They run the rolly lang lang? Yeah, they run the rolly lang lang. Oh, you didn't hear about they run the rolly lang lang? Yes, girl. They run the rolly lang lang. They run the rolly lang lang. Yes, I tried to tell you. It's that Bay Rum and Rolly Lang Lang. Oh, well, I'm just going to have to get hip to the Bay Rum and Rolly Lang Lang. I'm just like that. We have like. Just like that. We have like. So, I already have a picture of the spread as is. There's a lot of different energies out here. At the center, I did this reading, or the way I pulled these cards was very intuitive. I just kind of let it all pop out. And then I added on to it later in the day. But still very much was on the same energy, I think. You know, we might do it as a general reading or like a resonating reading. But Ahmad, I really feel like this is just for you, so... whatever the case. We're gonna wash our hands and reset. So, so to start off, at the very center of this reading, we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess. The second card. Twin energy, I'm hearing 2. I'm hearing Gemini. Excuse me. I'm hearing dark and light. I'm hearing priestess. High Priestess. Very high. Like the highest. And I just saw 3, 2, 1 on the timer. Like, very High Priestess, as in, like, let's go back in time. That's how high of a High Priestess. So there could be, like, ancient knowledge that someone has deep down, or that I have deep down, whatever the case. I'll just speak in the third person, or, like, you know, someone may have. But there could be, like, very ancient energy or wisdom that someone has. And right next to it, I pulled from the Goddess Isis Oracle deck, which I tend to do as my tried and true. Out next to it, out next to the High Priestess, we had the Flower of Life and Proper Burial for Freedom. Burial, beautiful spirit. For Flower of Life, it says you are entering a fertile period of your life. You are guided to think of yourself as a creative being and to surrender your control over how things will manifest and instead allow them to do so. So that's that receptive energy. Do not resist change. Instead, go with the flow and let it happen. This is the time for your blossoming, hence the Flower of Life. Right? So with this High Priestess energy, it really gives someone might have abilities to communicate and they are struggling with them, or they're just shocked and they're trying to guide it and control it, but someone just needs to go with the flow, and that's how communication will come to you. I'm hearing birds of a feather will flock together. You see how she's kind of like a falconer, like she has this falcon controlled on her arm. Yes, she summons the falcon forward, but the falcon has to fly in her direction first. So someone is either getting communication or has gotten communication, and they feel like they know how to control it, and they may very well know how to control it, but it's not someone's lesson isn't about controlling. It's about being receptive and open to the channel. I'm hearing like be an open channel for this high priestess energy. Now, proper burial for freedom, it says there is something to be gained and everything to be lost by trying to hold on to that which no longer serves us. Osiris, the Lord of the Dead, guides you now to release that which no longer needs to be a part of your life so that you may be free. And here's this imagery. I'm also getting light and dark energy. Like one is a fiery energy, one is like a mystic, smoky energy, light and dark. So I immediately was getting that off of the High Priestess card. So maybe someone needs to balance their gifts or their skills. And the way you balance this would be with this Six of Discs energy. Like this, it's almost like someone needs to go into like a deep healing or just resting. Because it looks like, I'm hearing like, just take a nap, baby. We'll take care of you. We'll let you know everything that you need to know. Just spend some time with us. Take a nap or go to sleep, rest and relax and allow the information to pour in. Especially since you're this high priestess energy, a lot of stuff can be coming at you from different areas and you're trying to like control. It's like traffic control, right? Like you're trying to figure out, well, where is this coming from? Or I need to know the source of this. And it's really more about being receptive and saying what needs to be said in the moment. Let's say, for example, if you're doing what I'm doing and you're recording a tarot video, sorting through the BS and getting out the important stuff, right? And just being receptive. And in my way of being receptive, just letting it roll off the tongue. Because my thoughts work fast. If I think about them, it for me, I feel like it lessens the potency. And if not the potency, because of course we have to say things in ways that people can understand, so it may need to be a time of thinking. But sometimes when you think, you overthink or you question. And that's not what Spirit wants us to do. Spirit wants us to be an open book, or like an open channel. And judgment. This is like judgment. But I'm not getting so much the energy of like, oh, if you slip up and you don't say anything the right way, it'll come back on you and it's judgment. It's like, Rrr. Now there is a responsibility. I got this in a separate reading, but there is a certain responsibility that comes with the power of the tongue. So speaking things is very important, right? But we also have this world card. So you could have like a very ancient worldly message that needs to come out, and it is divine judgment that you be the person to share this information because you are in this high priestess energy. If you don't resonate with the high priestess energy, like that's fine, but there are people out there who are very intuitive and they feel like there's a certain message that they need to share because they've been given the responsibility to share it because they have the clearance or the licensure, if you will, by Spirit. Like a high priestess isn't a high priestess just because they can tell what color underwear you're wearing or something. Like they know some shit deep down, and this could be like an ancient mystery, or it could be something that needs to be buried, like this idea that you're not as intuitive or powerful mentally, psychically, spiritually as you are. Bury that old version of yourself. I'm hearing old tricks aren't gonna work anymore. Like you need to razzle dazzle them. Old tricks aren't gonna do anymore. You need some like fresh new dance moves. Somebody hitting the Cabbage Patch and we on the Dougie. Just like analogy wise when it comes to the Spirit. So maybe the way you do something needs to be revamped and you need to let go of that past version of yourself. That was also clarified with the Seven of Pentacles. It's like a revamp. Like someone wanted you pouring over, and let's just read it to be sure. from both, actually, because I picked up both by accident. Seven of Pentacles is about planting seeds for the future. It encourages looking at long-term investments. Someone's not doing that right now. And maybe their way of not doing that is literally like they're not trusting their intuition for long-term things. So someone needs to work on like I said, you just knowing what color knowing what color somebody's underwear or something is, or what they had for lunch. Yeah, that's cute and all, but how can you long-term affect the collective and heighten their elevation, or like elevate their consciousness, their way of thinking, the way that they love, the way that they vibrate to love? How can you elevate that? Someone doesn't need to focus on like petty little fortunes. It's very big shit. So that's literally what I'm getting with the World card and the Judgment card paired with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Don't focus on the little petty shit. These are big messages that you're getting through, so you need to have big preparation. You need to have big moments of rest and like true care. Let the divine take care of you. Let spirit take care of you, and take naps or whatever you have to do to replenish your energy. And let's just read specifically the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. On here, it's called the Seven of Discs. 8 months pregnant. Wait, what? 8 months pregnant, almost through a waiting period, could feel impatient. But because it's in reverse, maybe someone already gave birth to a project, or I'm hearing they might have tried to like unalive a project or abort a project. Not necessarily talking about actual pregnancy, but someone's fertile idea may have perished because they didn't nurture it, or you could feel as though this energy could go away, or because you're not nourishing it, it will go away. But someone is super intuitive or gifted, and that's never going to go away because it's ancient, it's intrinsic, it's within you. And it's just simply been awakened. But you need to let go of this past version of yourself that you're not as powerful as you are, or that you're not at least as intuitive as you are, that you don't know what you're talking about. Release that version of yourself where people were trying to tell you that you were crazy for what you thought, or the conclusions that you came to because you were right. I said came through for a reason. Yeah, the conclusions that you came through. People tried to make conclusions about you, and you bulldozed through them. You came through those conclusions that they made about you because they came to those conclusions with limited information. But being tapped in the High Priestess, you have infinite information. God loves to tell you information, right? So you knew what these people were doing behind your back. You knew that you couldn't trust them. And them trying to tell you that you were crazy was just verification of their dastardly deeds. That's what I'm hearing. Someone tried to get your solar plexus chakra all out of whack and confused and shit. The solar plexus, the frequency of the solar plexus chakra, the yellow flower of life. Look at what we have. This is talking about the yellow flower of life. The goddess Isis oracle card, which sits, I placed it right next to the high priestess. It is sitting right next to the high priestess, the flower of life. And then we have solar plexus talking about the flower of life again. It supports our sense of self, our personal power, and our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are and what we contribute and what our contribution is to the whole. That's also what the flower of life is about, right? So just doubling down on that energy. Someone needs to do some solar plexus chakra healing. I'm seeing the color yellow. I'm also hearing water. There's a lot of yellow energy here too. I'm gonna kind of jump around a little bit, but there's like yellow accents that pop out, and I'm starting to notice all the yellow in the decks, or like in the spread. Because even that Seven of Pentacles energy in reverse, even that has like a yellow goldish kind of touch to it. But anyway, let's let me do this real quick. So the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Swords, This is about someone being imprisoned, or or thinking, the illusion that someone is trapped. This is something that someone tried to cast onto someone, that you were trapped. But your intuition led you to freedom, I'm hearing. And your intuition would never allow you to be trapped. So even if you are in a compromising circumstance, you'll always find a way out of it. Or you've been through so many trials and tribulations that people tried to keep you trapped, and it simply did not work. And that's probably because of your intuition. Like, your intuition is hella strong. And it's like, I'm hearing somebody could have bound you in chains, put you in a jail cell. I'm hearing you intuitively found every single key, like one by one. You found the chains, you found the key to unlock the chains, and then you were able to use your hands to take off the blindfold, and then you found the key to unlock the shackles on your feet, and then you found the chains to like get you off of the wall, connected from the wall, feeling stuck and like you couldn't go nowhere. And then you finally found the key to open up the jail cell, and you were able to escape the prison. That's how strong and determined somebody's connection to spirit and intuition is. Like, it's hella strong. And no matter what they tried to throw at you, or however they tried to keep you bound, it's like you just kept breaking free, and you're going to continue breaking free because you get communication from your ancestors, and you get communication from the divine because you're a high priestess. And it's almost like your bloodline chose you for this role. That's really what I'm getting. Because there's even sunflowers. Okay, I lied. There's not sunflowers, but this might be pomegranate or something, which is also about intuition. But it's surrounded by this yellow orb. These pomegranates are surrounding this high priestess, and they're red pomegranates, which makes me think of like the bloodline. So and pomegranate also makes me think of the brain. So maybe your bloodline has very strong brain power, and your ancestry protects your intuition, and that's what gives you clearance. Or because your ancestors are proud of you doing the work, you are allotted this position. They call judgment, and judgment says that you are a person who loves the world and is fully receptive of all people, and you want the best for all people. So they said, baby, you've done so good. Let us take care of you and let us nurture you, because you're this high priestess, and that's heavy. But somebody's ancestors could give them insight, or they already are getting insight. That's what I think of when I see sunflowers and this rooster, and it also says communication at the bottom. But sunflowers makes me specifically think of ancestors, and also pairing with that solar plexus chakra energy, this vibrant golden yellow color. It also makes me think of water and Oshun, to be quite frank. And I didn't mean that as a pun. I said Oshun, to be frank, like Frank Ocean. That was not intentional, but maybe Frank Ocean is significant for somebody. Yeah, listening to Frank Ocean's could be actually very healing for somebody. I know it was healing for me. Just listening to him share his truth in the way that he did it. He would mask it behind like a pop song, but he was actually talking about some really dark stuff. And if you dissect the lyrics, it's almost like maybe someone's, because I'm seeing the ancestors are like, okay, so if you understand that, you understand what we be trying to show you. There's like an underbelly to everything. So you could be seeing all this sunshine and stuff, but you see how this is bright, it's yellow, it's like sunshine, warm energy. You have that energy because your ancestors blessed you with the ability to continue to move forward despite the challenges that you went through, because your ancestors were really, really strong. Your ancestors were extremely strong. I just saw 1911. 911 could be significant, or this is like them. I'm hearing your spirit team is so protective of you that somebody would have to call the police if they try to fuck with you. Like, the police would be notified immediately. Or your ancestors are so secure, or like so guarding of you, that it's like a 911 call would be called immediately, and they would send themselves out to patrol the area to see what's going on. That's how protected you are. It's like Yeah. Someone so protected, like your ancestors will pull up like a police squadron, or like a FBI raid or something like that. If somebody trying to fuck with you in the spirit or physically, no matter how somebody tries to fuck with you, that's how coveted you are. Um, but someone didn't want you to feel like this. So someone needs to work on their solar plexus chakra and just really get grounded in your willpower and your determination. This came up in another reading, determination, but self-determination. I'm hearing like Kuji Jakulia type shit. Like, we need to empower ourselves, take resources from ourselves, look within ourselves for the power, look for within ourselves for the answers, because that's what a true divine high priestess does. Yes, they get downloads from God, the divine ancestors, etc., whatnot, but your intuition is your gut. This is your intuition is your gut. Someone's trying to throw your gut off. Solar plexus is literally your navel, like your navel and your stomach. Someone is trying to throw your gut instinct off, so you easily trust things that you shouldn't. They're trying to throw your scent off with this integration in reverse. It says integration in reverse. The frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. I said knife for a reason though. Somebody tried to stab you in the back so you could skew your own vision of yourself or the way you trust yourself. They said, "Damn, like this is what they wanted you to say. They stabbed you in the back. This is somebody who smiled in your face and wanted you to trust them wholeheartedly, and they were so active with them trying to gain your trust that you actually did start to gain their trust, and then they stabbed you in the back. And they wanted you to not be able to trust anyone ever again. That's what I'm hearing. And with not trusting people ever again, they also wanted you to not be able to trust your gut, because you're like, damn, how did I not see this coming? But people are conniving. People can be sneaky, truly. But your ancestors got you. Truly, like your ancestors really got you. And they're like, you already have the tools. That's what I'm getting with this Page of Pentacles. This Page of Pentacles is telling me that you already know what the fuck to do. Like, you might be a novice, but you need to be inspired. Like, you might feel like you're new to this, or like you're like, oh, I'm not really experienced, and how could I possibly be a high priestess if I can barely trust myself, or I fall into these situations all the time. God does not lead us anywhere unless we need to be there. Sometimes God puts us there because we simply need to be the referee for something and call the shots, or he puts us there so we can be the catalyst for change in a situation. But the page represents inspiration and ambition. It signifies the energy and motivation needed to succeed. Somebody was praying that on your downfall, and that you would no longer trust your intuition, trust your gut, and you wouldn't do things that you would do if you did. Like, they wanted you to make scary ass decisions coming from a place of low vibrational energy. And what was the card? What was this card saying? That you need to release anything that is not of love and light, release any negative energies that are not yours. And that's why this integration is in reverse. We are not integrating any negative thoughts, ideas, doubts, because it's not ours. So we do not need to integrate it into our system. What we need to integrate is our trust and confidence in self, this self-determination, this self-powering. I'm hearing somebody needs to put themselves on a battery, recharge. We have the Six of Wands also. The Six usually talks about it talks about like, yes, success, but more so like how you feel after something. Like maybe a feeling of accomplishment or lack thereof, or like it could be a goal or like a destiny that you feel like you have to attain. Let's read it. This card signifies success and the public recognition of it. It urges being open to receiving praise. This was significant for another reason, but I'm hearing somebody's ancestors have been constantly validating them and praising them for the work that they've been doing. And this is the way that you receive that praise is by either tapping in with your ancestors or just letting them bless you in your life and be open and receptive. Like your ancestors are leading you to success. They're leading you to your bouquet of flowers. Like your ancestors are leading you to what in the world? Confirmation for somebody is like dead the spot on. It's spot on. Your ancestors are leading you to your wish fulfillment. And they know that you've had a hard time trusting. So in this mix over here, we also have the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is like a new venture. It's like a brand smacking new venture. The Ace of Pentacles. Or like a new business pursuit. But let's also read the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is caring and compassionate. She is sensitive to others' feelings and has a trustworthy intuition. And this is right next to the High Priestess. This right here, this Queen of Cups, this whole reading is about intuition and trusting your emotions. You would not feel the way you feel unless there was a reason to feel it. That is how tapped in somebody is. There's no reason for you to feel doubt unless there's a reason for you to feel doubt. There's no reason for you to side-eye somebody unless there's a reason for you to side-eye somebody. Somebody's intuition is linked to their emotions, and because of this, they wanted you to question your gut and question your emotions. But even when you question yourself, you still somehow end up protecting yourself. And there's like no explanation for that. Truly, like someone's intuition, even if your intuition causes you to question things, you'll question things to the point where you just don't go somewhere. And that is protection. So someone really needs to like trust in the fact that their ancestors have them or that you have yourself. Because either way, even if you question shit, you usually just sit it out. That's what I'm hearing. Someone would get so confused and just be like, well, maybe I just won't go because I'm questioning it. The fact that you have that thought is enough. That is enough. If you have any feelings of doubt or confusion, what do they say? Confusion is a seed of the devil or something like that, something along those lines. Confusion is a tool of the devil even. So like if you feel confused about something, there's probably a reason for you to be confused about it and not able to make a surefire answer. So if it's not a definite yes, it probably should be a no. Because you know when it's a definite no, right? So if you have feelings of maybe it should be a no, just let that shit be a no. Let it be, like, just dead that shit. Because your ancestors are going to make, your ancestors and God, or the creator or the universe, is only going to let you go through things or experience things that are for you and that will allow you to grow and elevate. Sometimes, yes, they do put us through tests. But I'm hearing this is the point of time where people just need to trust in the receptivity of their intuition if they have it, because your ancestors are guiding you towards success, happiness, fulfillment. I don't know what's about it. Somebody's ancestor is like, yes, I'm pleased with that. Thank you for sharing that. Because we also have, I did pull an African gods oracle card for this, and I got Oji Ologbon, compassion, and it's number 25. I'm 25 years old, y'all. A quarter centurion. Another 75 years to go, hopefully, God willing. Oji Ologbon. Also, I'm seeing OBO Jones. OBO Jones could be significant for somebody. he's a very good speaker and compassionate and tapped in with his emotions, and I feel like that's why a lot of people enjoy his content. Aside from the fact that he's handsome, but he has something to say and he says it respectfully and well. And I feel like that taps in with this too. Being responsible with the things that you say, because you do have the divine clearance to say things that might be hidden, right? It might be hidden for people, or it's something that needs to be exposed. Compassion, Oji Ologbon, number 25. Compassion is the path that leads to peaceful living. So having compassion for others, i.e., using your emotions, which is usually tied in with your intuition, is how you get to peaceful living. So if something pulls on your heartstrings, like you feel compassionate towards something, maybe you feel led to help somebody because you feel compassionate or you feel empathy. Whatever you empathize with, tap into that and tell them, hey, I feel where you are. I've been in a similar place, or I felt the same way, or I've done something similar, XYZ, and share that knowledge with them, because that could be a nugget that they need to heal. You could say the right thing. I'm hearing somebody always says the right thing to somebody to shift their thinking towards elevation. Somebody is that tapped in. Somebody is that, I hate to say the word woke, but someone is just that pure-hearted of a person, to where they say stuff and it's never with the intention to harm, hurt, belittle. It may hurt. Sometimes the truth hurts, but so does constructive criticism when we think we're the shit, right? It's like, oh well, I didn't think they'd have anything to say. I thought my performance was perfect, just for example. I thought my performance was perfect. They shouldn't have any notes. They shouldn't have anything to say. Sometimes what the things people say that we take as a jab, if we step out of ego, a lot of us are dealing with ego. If we step out of ego and listen to what they're actually saying, they're not saying that you're not well equipped. They're not saying that you're not talented. Or someone is not saying that you're emotionally disturbed. They're just saying that there's something that you need to look at that may help you heal. And 9 times out of 10, when people come from a place of genuine care and they share something like that with you, because no random stranger on the street is going to tell you how to better yourself, unless they have a motive of them benefiting off of you being a better person. And sometimes those motives are not negative, but sometimes people will tell us things to keep us stagnant instead of growing. So be receptive to praise and to critique and to guidance, instead of just thinking you have it all figured out, right? Your gut will tell you if someone's being genuine or not. I'm hearing how someone makes you feel will instantly tell you who they are as a person. Because someone's heart is like a scale. That's what this judgment is. Someone's heart is like a scale. It tips in either direction. And it's 9.9.99999% right, usually. Or at least that's the space that somebody will be able to get to once they are able to heal this solar plexus energy, and like truly align their chakras and whatnot. Because I'm seeing the rainbow on this judgment card as well. Someone needs to like align their chakras. And it's a constant thing. Just meditate on it. It doesn't have to be like this major big woo woo woo. But like, okay. So what else? So we have the rooster and the sunflower. The rooster. Has anyone ever seen that movie, Idlewild? I'm thinking of that movie Idlewild with Big Boy and Andre 3000, and I forget what the lady's name is. The protagonist's love interest, but she was a blues singer, and she was, ooh, this is deep. She was a blues singer, and she was shot. She was shot, and I think she was a bystander or something. Like, she wasn't the intended target, but because of the calamity in the space and destiny, quite frankly, she was shot. But I'm seeing that rooster. Somebody could think they have like, and it's funny because Big Boy was really going through it in the movie. He had his he had his flask and he had this rooster. Now sometimes the flask and the rooster they would raise hell together. But there were times when the rooster was not accompanied with that flask, and those were the times that Big Boy's character in the movie should have listened to the rooster. And I'm hearing the rooster is somebody's ancestor. It's almost like, you know, that imagery of like an angel or a devil sitting on your shoulder. Someone's ancestors are so tapped in, it's like they whisper in your ear and they're just like, hey, pay attention to this, go over here. No, don't fuck with them. Those people are not your friends. They're not your friends. Didn't they already show you? How many fucking times do we have to tell you that's not your people? We're your people. Now go over here. Yes, thank you. You're finally doing it. Go over here. These people actually care about you. They're actually giving you critique. They're telling you how you can progress and grow. These people telling you, just smiling in your face, oh, I love it. But they're not providing any seeds of fertility, of growth, of creativity, something new to be born. They're just telling you, I love what you do and you shouldn't change a thing. They want to keep you stagnant because they're either your competition or they need you right where you at so they can use you in some type of way. Nobody's going to give you the upper hand unless they feel like you deserve it or they feel like you are well, yeah, no one's gonna give you the upper hand or like nuggets of knowledge unless they feel like you can actually do something good with it. Otherwise, you're going to outdo them. We live in a world where people compete with each other, even unintentionally or without their awareness. So nobody's gonna give you like a good gem of information, especially if they're your enemy. Your enemy usually tells you to do, keep it up, boo. You're doing exactly what you, period, per. You're doing exactly what you need to do. I wouldn't change a thing. Yes, honey, slay down boots. It could be somebody, maybe somebody is gay, and you have all these females around you, or whomever, just trying to hype you up, but they're hyping up. I'm hearing they're hyping up the superficial shit. They don't know who you are as a person. They don't want to see you grow. They're comfortable with who you are, and sometimes they're so comfortable, or they get a little bit too fucking comfortable. Like, because I've had this happen a couple times. A girl will be like, "Yes, girl," or like, and they don't. They sound so unnatural when they do it, and that shit sound gross. But they be like, "Yes, girl." And they'd be like, "Oh, my bad. You know, I didn't mean girl." And they're like, "Okay, so why'd you say it? Because I hear you talk to your homeboys and you just giggle and laugh at the niggas, but when it comes to me or whatever, they'll just be like, oh, you know, I didn't mean it, girl," and like they'll say girl again. I didn't mean it like that. It's like, bitch, if you don't get out my fucking face, you would hate for me to call you a man, but you steady over here calling me a girl. Just because I'm gay, that doesn't mean that I'm a woman. Okay, that doesn't mean that I'm less of a man. It just means I could probably fuck yours better. Okay. Um. Sorry. I'm hearing that audio from Dochi's "Denial is a River." Sorry. That could be how these people are apologizing to you after purposely misgendering you because they are homophobic deep down. And although they pump fake like they're accepting, if you're accepting of someone being gay, why are you switching their gender just because you find out that they're gay? And this is a personal example that I'm coming with. This girl never referenced me as girl before. It wasn't until she found out I was gay that she started saying some slick shit like that. Or like, oh, you know, girl. Yeah, girl. Yeah. Like, who, first of all, who talks like that all the time? Second of all, when the fuck did you start talking to me like that? It wasn't until you found out that I like niggas that you started trying to play in my face like that. Like, yo, nigga, won't the one. All right. Hey. So we have, I showed that rooster card. So somebody's ancestors got them. You're going to be able to weed them out like that SpongeBob. Weed them out. What was it? The Wimps or the Chums or something? We have this card. It is what? The Moth and Eucalyptus. I just got some eucalyptus actually. And it's so good to me right now. I love eucalyptus. But this the moth and eucalyptus, I'm hearing people flock to your light like a fucking moth. But it's bad people that flock to your light. Somebody could be so spiritually elevated and just like a person of true like divine love and light. You're so powerful, right? That you attract these low vibrational negative energies, and you're like, why have people been trying me all my life? Why have people been fucking with me all my life? Or why have I had all these people that smile in my face and act like they like me, but they truly don't? It's because of your light, boo. Truly. They're attracted to your light. They benefit from being in the sun. I'm hearing some of these demonic low energy spirits. It's almost like your brightness, your sun is so bright. They stick around you so they can get a cute little suntan. But what they don't know is that your flame burns hot and it burns fast, and they can be eviscerated quickly just off the strength of your love. Low vibrational negative energy you can cause death to these low vibrational energies. And this says an ending. So I'm also getting that this says an ending. Like, I take this as like the death card, which would be 13 in the tarot deck for Major Arcana. I'm hearing someone is causing ego deaths. But you're not just causing an ego death, or you're not just disturbing the spirits or casting out the spirits of low vibrational energy that may be, body hopping or possessing people. Because I feel like that's something that actually does happen. When addiction takes over or obsession takes over, that is a spirit of low negative vibrational energy, damn near demonic, I'll say. It's like a low vibrational energy when people get swept up into addiction and obsession or gossip or jealousy. It is a spirit that literally takes over people. So I'm hearing someone's light is so bright that these spirits get close to you thinking they could get comfortable, maybe catch a little suntan, get a little bronze going on, and then all of a sudden they asses get burnt to a crisp because your love is that pure. Your love is that purifying. And so this causes deaths for people, right? So maybe it could be like a spiritual ending of the possession of the body. And like you now cast out these spirits from these people. Because the vessels are innocent. It's what's taking over the vessels that is doing the wrongdoing. And sometimes people are not innocent because they allow these spirits of addiction, obsession, jealousy to take over. They invite that energy in. So in that, they are not innocent. But the actions that are happening after they accept whatever this energy is into their field, they allow this dark stuff to overtake them. At that point, I'm not going to say it's not their fault, but it's like if there was a possession and someone needs to be exorcised, you cannot blame the person who needs to be exorcised for the actions that they've done. You can blame them for getting into that shit or dabbling into that shit that they shouldn't have been, but you cannot fully blame them for the actions that they've done. So someone is so pure that whether they know it or not, whether it's intentional or not, if you got some deep-rooted negative low vibrational shit in you, they get close to your light, eviscerated, and now all of a sudden they have an ego death. And it's like, whoa, what the fuck? It's like, what the fuck? People will be like, oh, you're too blunt, you're too honest, you just read me for filth. No, something in you needed to be disturbed and woken up. Like that tea needed to be heated up and got on its way. So you cause deaths, but it's not a true death. It's like an ego death, and then you give people the ability to birth something new, something more positive within themselves. And you have this determination which goes along with, what have I been saying? We have the ram and the dahlia. I also relate, and I just saw 4411 as I saw that 4411. So 144. Someone could be on this earth. Their divine mission is to quite literally shake up negative low vibrational energies and cast these things out of people, like the spirit of jealousy. Like, you know how you can go to a priest and they bless you with holy oil and they take away whatever ailments you have, and people be like, oh, it's miraculous. Like, I'm hearing this like on the church circuit. like when churches would have revivals and everybody would go up to the preacher, get that holy oil blessed on their forehead, on their third eye. There's a lot of shit deeper than I think we realize, because a lot of spirituality is intertwined with practice and craft, and people will be like, oh well, don't do this. Then why do we douse people with holy oil? If we are only supposed to trust in God and what God can do for us, why is a preacher using holy water or using blessed holy oil to anoint my forehead? Is that not a tool of the world and should not be used? People pick and choose all the time when to utilize religion and spirituality. And I'm not saying that priests are hypocrites, but I'm saying that the people that call them out or act holier than thou, but these are the things that they do, those are the people that probably need to be looked at. But someone's determination is too fucking strong. You're like a ram. You're like a ram. Like just running through. Winston-Salem may be significant. Winston-Salem, WSSU, the Rams. Are there any other Rams? I'm not a big sports person. Chicago wouldn't have Rams. Chicago Bears. Chicago. What are Rams? Rams. What team are the Rams? Rams team. Rams. What? Rams. VCU? Virginia? Is that a thing? Virginia Ram? Or is that Vermont? VCU. Rams sports team. Let's just look that up. Rams sports team. Oh, Lord. Wait, what's today? Okay, so the Rams lost against the Eagles. So that was one of the last games, and that's 22. 22 is a number of alignment. Okay, hold on. So there's the Los Angeles Rams, a professional American football team based in the greater Los Angeles area. Los Angeles Rams. Why did the Rams leave LA? Probably because of the wildfires. Earthquake damage. Northridge. Oh gosh. 1994 Northridge earthquake damage. And a split fan base is what prompted both teams to leave Los Angeles before the 1995 season. The Raiders returned to their original home of Oakland, while the Rams moved to St. Louis, Birdiful Spirit. While the Rams moved to St. Louis, Missouri. What city are the Rams in now? It says the Rams are in, the Rams franchise returned to Los Angeles in 2016. So is there no other Rams team? Child. Well, VCU also might be. What is VCU? Vermont? VCU. Because that's men's VCU Rams football. No, it's Virginia. Virginia Commonwealth University. Wow, that word Commonwealth is important. So someone's intuition could be leading the world to find ways of Commonwealth. Because I would not get VCU stuck out of my head. I couldn't leave it alone at just Los Angeles or St. Louis, Missouri. I couldn't just leave it at that. VCU was significant. So Virginia could be significant. I'm hearing Roanoke. I'm hearing original colony type shit. Because we tapped into this energy talking about how there's like an ancient knowledge. So someone could be native, indigenous, and they were around, or they could know the secrets behind the Roanoke colony going missing or whatever. I'm hearing Croatoan. Maybe that's also why I couldn't get that C out of my head. Croatoan. Croatoan. American Horror Story could be significant because they had one of those seasons was about Roanoke. It was literally called Roanoke, actually. That's funny. Roanoke Rapids. Um, but Commonwealth. There's something about it could someone's intuition could have been so strong and passed down from their bloodline that you can recall events that your bloodline went through. So someone could really have because I'm hearing Croatoan, like Roanoke, lost colony of Roanoke. Someone could have indigenous roots, and that's why their intuition is so strong, and your ancestors have been watching you and they know that your heart is pure, and that is why they have given you this ability to have the status of high priestess, because you have the ability to tap in. Someone could have like knowledge of events that they did not live through but their past life or their bloodline lived through. And this could be connected to nature because we have very strong ancestral energy here. It's talking about determination, continuing going forward. Um, all of this so far has really been about resilience and being able to heal wounds of others or yourself. We have nature spirits. It says elves, fairies, rock formations. Someone's spirit is as old as the mountains, I'm hearing. Or they have knowledge, or they're in tune with nature so much, and their souls feels as old as the mountains. Like I'm hearing that John Denver song, "Country Roads Take Me Home," which is perfect for this region. That's giving Appalachian. That's giving Virginia. That's giving Roanoke. So, "Country Roads Take Me Home," John Denver. I'm also hearing Denver, Colorado. It's a very dry, arid place, but there's a lot of rock formations. Maybe Apache Native Indigenous, Apache, Cherokee. Someone has indigenous roots, and there are nature spirits that are involved with this connectedness that you have and feed your intuition. Um, and someone needs to get out of this energy of keeping this information to yourself. Maybe that's part of what the high priestess journey is about, learning how to be more comfortable with your intuition and actually sharing it, because you be spitting gems and people don't realize it, or they do realize it, and because they want you to not realize it and share it, like for some reason someone's intuition could take them far is what I'm hearing, either because it's like they're the quite literally the open channel or the mouthpiece of like the divine or ancestors that need to like forewarn society about things. I'm hearing patterns could be repeating, and somebody is going to be able to speak up on that shit and stop these patterns from repeating or warn people of what's to come, because there's nothing new under the sun, and there's cycles of everything. There's cycles of karma, trauma, and all this stuff. And because you have divine knowledge from your ancestors and your bloodline, and you can tap in, I'm hearing Akashic records. Someone could look into Akashic records of their past lives or iterations of themselves or their bloodline, because someone is very tapped into the history of the world. And because of this, you're able to speak with true judgment on people's character, because you've seen throughout your histories, your lifetimes, your ancestors' lifetimes, you've felt the heartbreak, you felt the betrayals, and you know what people look like when they betray. It's like you have this inner knowledge of when someone is lying to you or when someone doesn't have your best interest at heart, because of all the sacrifices and the trauma that your ancestors have been through. It's like you have a fine tune. Your scale will tip easily. Your heart will tip easily in one direction of trust this person or don't trust this person, help this person or don't help this person, or whatever. Someone's shit is that strong. And because of this, your ancestors are lifting you up and giving you this Ace of Pentacles. They're leading you to your wish fulfillment, your destiny. Because someone's intuition is so strong, they're tapped in with their emotions. This Queen of Cups sit on our energy, but this purple energy is very much connected to water. So there's something very fluid about someone's emotions. I'm also seeing the moon. But yeah, this Three of Pentacles, someone needs to collaborate with their ancestors. Or this could be about finding your tribe, or you scratch my back, I scratch yours. So this could also be how we get to collective wealth, or like commonwealth, as it said for VCU, Virginia Commonwealth. This is the Three of Pentacles is about collaboration, utilizing other people's gifts and skills, respecting it, and using that to build a community. I'm going to keep saying this because I've been saying this and it seems like it's very important now. But interdependence is central to the radical restructuring of power. Interdependence is central to the radical restructuring of power. This Three of Pentacles is about working together for a common goal, bartering, communication. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. We utilize each other's gifts and talents for commonwealth, for example. And we have this Two of Cups. Two of Cups is about making a commitment or a union coming in. So someone, wow, 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 wow. I didn't peep this before, but I'll check in on that in a second. The Two of Cups is about a union, or two people making a commitment or a promise. It's almost like a binding. This doesn't give so much dark energy as like a binding contract, but there could very well be like bound contracts that people in your bloodline have made. But since it isn't in the reverse, it could be like you're drafting up a new contract for your ancestors to remain free, is what I'm hearing. Or someone has made a connection with the divine, or you've agreed to let God use you in the way that he intends to serve your purpose. Someone's purpose is to be an oracle, to be able to tell people the future so they can warn so they can be warned and be prepared for what is to come. And I'm even hearing so much more so, not just be prepared for what is to come, but actually know what things they can do to circumvent a negative outcome or a future. Like, we cannot change destiny, but power of the tongue is very important. So sometimes we speak negative things over our lives. Sometimes we speak positivity into our lives. If you have a dream and you talk about it, I'm pretty sure one day your dream is going to come true. If you keep talking about it as if it is going to happen. That's like when people say, if you want to feel better, smile. Even if you got to fake it, smile. And eventually, those endorphins in your body will release and you'll actually feel happy. You won't know why, but it's because you smiled, even if you weren't happy. So I'm hearing it's muscle memory for somebody. And that's why their muscle memory, I'm hearing they've been in the gym. That muscle memory is strong as fuck. With their muscle memory, they can bench like 300. I'm hearing 300, like from the Romans, 300. It only took, and that could be significant to the 144. It could be a legion of demons or a legion of soldiers, of ops, whatever the fuck. You and your crew, or a select few that God has handpicked, are strong enough to take on this legion. It could be 300 of y'all motherfuckers, and you can stand up against a whole battalion and knock every single one of them down, because your light is that strong and powerful. God will always win. Love and light will always win. So all this negative vibrational shit, it can't hold a candle to your sun. You are the sun. These little low vibrational negative lights are candles, and they can be blown out, right? But you're strong and you're steadfast. Nobody can extinguish your spark. And even if they get close to extinguishing your spark, you still got embers, and you can reignite that shit. That is how strong somebody's intuition is. But I'm hearing not just their intuition, their spirit, their resolve is that strong. Nobody can take your flame out. Even the little embers will burn just long enough and catch enough wind to reignite. That might be how these forest fires happen too. Somebody thought they put a fire out the same way, but the kindling was still burning because California came up. That's where the Rams energy started. It started Los Angeles, the Los Angeles Rams, right? So somebody could have tried to put a fire out, or they thought they snuffed out a fire, but they didn't. And that shit, the embers burned and caught wind, and there you have it. Dry brush causes a forest fire. Now, there can be a deeper reason into why all of this shit is happening, like, because obviously people fuck around with fire and they commit arson, and this is also how wildfires spread. But in the name of not trying to spread misinformation because I have no research or facts to back it up, I'm going to calm that point down. But arson is a thing. People commit arson. They do shit on purpose, right? So someone could have been trying to snuff out your fire, and they realize that they couldn't, and you keep reigniting, and they're pissed about this. So it's causing an ego death. But God is showing them that they can be born anew outside of jealousy, outside of envy, outside of obsession of seeing other people fall. So it's like God can still give these people chances. But I'm hearing he's not going to be too lenient with motherfuckers who are purposely not listening to the messages, who are choosing to stay stuck and bound. They're choosing to stay like this. And someone's intuition is like waking that tea up. Now we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. It says, La Roue de Fortune. I see a bunny rabbit on here. I see a panther. I see a monkey. So maybe I don't know if there's a year of the panther, but maybe there's like a year of the